Welcome to your first design tutorial with 3D design. Once you have installed PTC Creo, you should see all of your desktop icons on your desktop. There will be Creo Parametric, Creo Direct, these two, and there should be Creo Render Studio. But since you can access Render Studio through Creo Parametric, I just deleted that shortcut. Anyways, now that you have your software installed, double click on Creo Parametric. Make sure it's 4.0 as well, M030. That's the date code. The M030 is the date code. You'll probably have something like M040 or 50. That's only because they've done a couple updates to the 4.0 version of Creo, and that shouldn't be a problem if our date codes don't match. The functionality of Creo and all the buttons are all the same still. So anyways, double click on Creo, let it open up. You guys won't have this pop up. Let it do its thing. As you can see, it opened to a black and white gradient workspace. So a gradient is the change of colors between the top and bottom of your workspace screen, and as you can see, I have the bottom set to black and the top set to white. This is not how your software will open. This is what you will be able to do once you learn how to customize your software. This is what Creo will look like when you open it. White background, white ribbon. Basically everything is a nice bright color. And staring at this white screen for extended periods of time can put a lot of strain on your eyes. So let's see what we can do about that. First of all, you should know that this is called the ribbon. I'm sure I've mentioned that a couple times earlier just to point it out specifically. And these are your tabs, File tab and your Home tab. You're going to click on the File tab to access your customization options, which are down here. And as you can see, there are a lot of other buttons you can hit, but we're going to hit Options. Review and set Creo Parametric Educational Edition options and configurations. You can see their favorites, environment, system appearance, blah blah blah, all these settings. We'll go through most of them. A lot of them won't make too big of a difference in your day-to-day designing career or hobby. So there's environment, system appearance. This is what we'll be going to. This is how you get your fancy environment background with a gradient. So global colors, you're going to go here. So click on graphics. This is where you change all of your colors. In fact, not only your workspace background, you can change all this stuff. We'll eventually learn what all of these do. And we'll learn what data means as well in the next tutorial. So, background. That's what they call this area back here. You can change the colors. See how that works like that? Just click on the color. And go to any of these colors in here. Green. And if you want to there's all these colors, but chances are you don't want a solid background while you're modeling. It just doesn't look as nice. Let's do a quick preview part. So go to, actually, I'll just open a watch I made, which we will get to make later in this course. Don't pay attention to anything that I'm doing besides the background. This is the focus of the video. And the watch is merely a means to that focus. So, system appearance, graphics, background, green. Okay, it's not terrible, but we can do better than that. It's also not bad. Let's try white. Okay, so I can see why they picked white at first, but you can do even better than that. Customization. So what I did there was, so you click on background, click on gradient, you uncheck the no gradient box. Yep, and you click more gradients. Okay, so click that. And this is where you set your gradient. You want to set your top color to white and your bottom color to black. So click this little color swatch area by bottom, click the arrow next to color wheel to open up your color wheel selection, and simply slide your linear color selector down like that. You can either do gray or black. Go with a dark gray, dark gray, and just hit OK once you're done with that. Or you can middle click your mouse button and it will save your background. It looks much nicer in my opinion. So if you want to, you can change really anything with options. There's environment, system appearance, model display. There's no reason you can't go and explore these. Just mess around with your software, figure out what all this means. If I had any suggestions, it would be to change your system appearance to whatever you would like it. So do that by going to System Appearance, Graphics, and Background. That's the only thing we should be messing with, but you can mess with everything else because it's really easy to set it back to the defaults and just explore. Because you can. So you can look at model display as well. I'll go over that with you, but afterwards feel free to change whatever you would like. So Parametric, these are all different orientations. So this is your default orientation that you can set. So see this button here? That references your model orientation setting. So just click default orientation. As you can see, that's what it's at right now. Change it to isometric. Click apply first, otherwise it won't update your settings. And now that's isometric. So that's the difference between isometric and trimetric. Okay, so we're going to get into the Sketcher now. Open up your Sketcher options by going into File Options, then Sketcher. And as you can see, you have all of your options open up here. There are some involving constraint assumptions. There's line up horizontally, line up vertically, and there's parallel. There's all that good stuff. There's accuracy and sensitivity. Very high is my recommendation. That's the default as well. And you can adjust your Sketcher grid settings. We'll look at all these settings later, but we're gonna, as of now, we're gonna do a quick Sketcher constraints demo, more or less. So make a new part. If you're following along, name it practice underscore. It needs to be underscore because Creo will not save your file if you use spaces instead of underscore. It's kind of funny that way. Practice sketch ETC V1. And as you can see, it opens up your part environment, which includes some data planes. That's what these are called right here. You have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. And if you hover over them for approximately quarter of a second, their tag will pop up so you can see what they're called. So go ahead and click on a plane, and as you can see, there is a little toolbar that pops up with the sketch option. So go ahead and click that. It doesn't matter what plane you start on. You can start on front or side or top, right, or front. So let's make a little box here. Here's your third line, and as you can see, because of all the constraints and references, it's pretty easy to make a rectangle. 2 equal sides, two different dimensions of 2 equal sides, and that is your equal constraint. Your horizontal constraint, make sure that these are both horizontal relative to this reference, line reference right here. So as you can see, with all of your constraints on it, it's very easy to make a box. Hit cancel. We don't need to save that. Go to File, Options, and uncheck all of your Sketcher constraints. Like that. Boom, 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 boom. Now they're all gone. You can turn them back on very easily though, so do not fret. And as you can see, as soon as I start a sketch, the screen lines up parallel to the plane. Like that. And that is a fancy little option in your Sketcher options over here. Check that. Click OK. Line. And now it is very hard to make a rectangle with actual sides that are an actual rectangle, I should say. So it's not terrible, fairly close to 90 degrees on each side, but it is not a rectangle. That's where constraints come in handy. It references other lines and makes sure that it's exactly where you want it, to the dot. You know, it really crosses your T's and dots your I's, all those constraints. Anyways, a better way to make a rectangle would be able to click this and make a rectangle. But this video is not about the most efficient way to make a rectangle, it's about options. Anyways, that is what the sketcher option is all about.